Hello, we're here playing Weyland with the-Wisp and Power Shutdown. This hand is quite bad. This one's better. Let's see how fast we can get this Alice out. If we ice the remote this turn. Oh, that's pretty good though. Now let's try for the turn 3, scoring at the Alice. Most Andromeda don't have that much multi-access for R&D, so he's unlikely to punish me too much for leaving it open. Good to know fairy's out, so this won't do a ton. But we can power shut down for 0 hopefully later on. Clear it that way. Something you don't normally see in an Andysucker deck. So this could be more of maybe Nordrunner's style. Or just some random brew. Yikes. So, this card's paper tripping. Didn't actually run, so I can't power shut down him. Let's draw for another ice. Lord. So now if he plays Corroder, we'll get 10 bucks. And then we don't really care if he siphons us. Yeah, you're just gonna run elsewhere for the time being. Oh, it takes out a Wisp. It's really too bad. Jackson's fantastic. It makes shooting the fairy and this shooting the Andysucker completely safe for us. And we'll use Jackson to send these back. So we hit a fracking. It's moderately too bad, but not a big deal. He may run archives, in which case we're safe, and if he doesn't, we'll get to draw a little bit more if we want. Yeah, he runs the archives, so we'll save that fracking and power shutdown and power shutdown. Usually there's not much recursion in Andy, so they can't afford to lose breakers, and they don't have many more fairies than the 3 they have in their deck. Like, they can't usually clone ship them. Wants to bank job. Definitely can't allow that to happen. Love to find a barrier for R&D and save this as a surprise. Throws away Keymaster? It's a bit bizarre, actually. I think he might inside job, or even try to, or even just play the corroder if I would install the Atlas now. Okay, Grim is good. Can probably anti-siphon here. Or I could try to score this Atlas while he has $0. I think actually I prefer to get the Atlas with a counter on it. If he like click install corroder siphon, it doesn't get him anywhere. Do want to res this for the end the run. I don't want him getting just random access this one, otherwise he's more or less locked out. Let's go to $2. I'm okay with that. It probably would have been safe in that return if he wanted to hedge advance and get a lot of tokens. Yeah, he just plays the corroder. He's like, I've had enough of this. Siphon time, he says. Or not even. So this was well worth our time naming corroder. $10 is gigantic. Let's get the roto out in front. Let's track the hedge fund. Try to bait him into running this server. Next turn I'll get this Atlas scored. Then I'll have to worry about archers. This is probably one of the best matchups for this deck. The sort of anti-deck with no recursion in it. He does inside job. Yeah, I'll let him pay all his money to trash that Jackson. He might not even. He might have bank jobbed instead. I think would have been a stronger play. But he was probably thinking it was another Atlas. Don't know. So I have options now in that I can intern the-Wisp on one of my servers where I think he'll run. And then he pretty much can't run there. Curious what he'll do now. Like he might try to inside job it again. Would be pretty strong. Does nothing. Okay. Just gonna ice it a third time. And then if he inside jobs, he'll lose his ferry to the Grim. Seems decent. Let's advance and think draw. So the second Wisp can't really go in R&D because if he uses the ferry, it won't do anything. Ideally, I'd let him come into the remote, trash it, and then put another one in. But I don't mind wisping here either. That Yogg is pretty dead against our deck. We're running 1 Lotus, 1 Quandary. So it breaks exactly 1 ice in this deck. Doesn't really have the money to break this remote. So, I don't know. I feel like he's tuned against NBN, very much so, and not really sure how to deal with this deck. Restructure, cool. Now we're at 5 points. We could score this hostile. Wouldn't be terrible. Doesn't help us a ton either because yeah, I'll get rid of his ferry here. Then the Grim might do some work in their server. Yeah, we're only running 2 hostiles, so we can't actually score out with this hostile. I guess this is 6 points only. So maybe like we could have played the Wisp here last turn and not scored the fracking, but but if he had enough money to get in the server, it would have sucked for us. We're really not hurting for cash much. We can take a bad pub here or take a bad pub here to get back in the black. Yeah, plays Carapace. Makes sense. Yeah, let's kill Corroder. That's a kick in the balls for him. Hopefully he's running 2 Corroders, which a lot of Andys do. If he's not, he'll be an extremely sad panda. Now I want him to try to get in this remote at all costs. If not, I'll just score out the hostile and have it for archer bait. But I don't think he'll run here. I don't think he feels that he can run there. Yeah, he's just gonna pray that something good was in the archives. So probably a smarter play would have been to fetch another Alice and just install that instead of the hostile. Then I could win on my next turn. He has Fem. Okay. Is he gonna siphon me again? Is that his plan? Maybe he's gonna try to get in here really hard. I guess I'll just keep baiting him with this server. Feed it to him, probably at the cost of everything he has, and then I'll do the Atlas plan. So I could have won already had I grabbed the Atlas. He would have seen it, so he would have had to try, but I don't think he would have made it. He's thinking about playing Forged on it, maybe? No, he's femming the ice wall because he can't get past otherwise. He has the inside job. That's not the worst. Yeah. So we'll make him res that. Yeah, he didn't want to fight this ice. In case it was Archer, he would have got blown to bits. May as well score it. Could get another ice at this point. Yeah, I think I should. Pretty committed to this turn to not losing to an indexing. Well, just take Ice Wall for shutdown protection. Or not shutdown, inside job protection. Probably don't need it. He might make hers here, that's probably his best play. With 4 agendas left and that's 24 cards, it's just barely possible that he can do something. Could have iced here if I wanted to really make sure he didn't get in. But with 1 run, he can't possibly win. I didn't want to risk him somehow getting in this server. He did get one of the 4 other agendas left, but we just score this out. Could have found an Archer also, that would have been pretty good for here. I think no matter what way I had it, his Corrodor was just out and he was not getting through these 2 barriers. So that was the deck working. Killing Fairy is so key. These were here discouraging runs. They came down a bit later than I wanted them to, but they were still helpful. I had enough money to pay for them with this fracking token still being here. Maybe should have put 1 here, but I thought the Fairy would blow through. Once the Fem came out, would have been good to have 1 there. The interns could have installed Lotus Field to make that safer. Had a lot of options still going on. This is quite a strong card in this deck because you can either put your 4th or 5th ice on your remote, or you can just get a Jackson or Wisp again. And if they're playing Parasite to kill your ice, you can bring the ice back as well. So thanks for watching.